Hey there, friends. It's your friend Drew, back with another video. I'm sorry it's been at least like a week and a half. I have a hard time getting into a routine, and I apologize for that, but one day I will get it down to where I upload at a regular rate. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about loneliness. Loneliness is a very unfortunate thing that we deal with as humans, and it's something that I've been dealing with lately. And I'm just now getting over it. I've been dealing with it for about a month at least, if not a month and a half, if not longer. By the way, I hope this video has caught you doing well. And if it hasn't, I hope this video can help if you're dealing with loneliness. I hope this video can help you feel a little better afterwards, or give you some ideas of how to turn yourself around and try not to feel lonely. But with that, we're going to jump straight into it. So loneliness is really one of the worst feelings. Like being alone. Of course, there's a difference between being alone and feeling lonely. Because I think all of us need a moment of being alone to just, take in our surroundings or just relax and have nothing but your own thoughts and feelings and whatnot. But loneliness, when you're feeling lonely, it's sometimes really hard to know how to combat it, which is funny because, we all have friends and people around us that we could talk to, but there's something strange about when you're feeling lonely. You're feeling lonely because you want somebody to talk to or you want company, but then at the same time, when you're feeling lonely, you don't feel like reaching out to anybody, it's strange. At least that's how I've handled it, or that's how I've experienced it, is I'll feel lonely and I want to talk to somebody, but then I just do not feel like texting anybody. And sometimes that's because there's only one specific person that you want to talk to, and maybe you can't talk to them, or maybe they don't want to talk to you, or, it's something similar to that. And that is the worst, because when you only want to talk to one person and then you can't talk to that person, I think that definitely helps with the whole feeling lonely, because you don't have anyone to talk to, but then you don't want to reach out because the only people you can reach out to is not the specific person you want to talk to. But also, even if you do reach out, it's easy, at least for me, to feel like you're burdening them. Even if you have great friends that are always like, I'm here for you, literally anytime you need to talk, just text me or whatever it is. But then for some reason, when you do, you feel like you feel bad because you feel like you're, burdening them, even though that's what they're there for. Your friends are there for you to talk to and for you to confide in if you have something that's bothering you or making you upset or whatever it may be. But when you're feeling lonely, depending on what kind of loneliness it is, I guess, it helps determine how you should go about it. Because for me, there's plenty of times when I'm feeling lonely, and then when I talk to somebody, if I do reach out to someone, or let's say I go to do something out in public, when I'm there with them, I feel fine. Excuse me. But then, like, the second that I'm not talking to them anymore, or I get in my car or go home, and sometimes if it's really bad, it's, because there's some serious types of loneliness to where it's like, even when you're talking to someone, you still feel heavy in the heart because you're like deep down lonely. And that is terrible. It's not fun to deal with. Like I said, I've been dealing with that recently. I'm doing better now. Like, as of just like this past week, I've finally started feeling better again. And, part of that is talking to the right people, and also letting just certain things in the past go, which were making me feel lonely because I was holding on to something too much. But that's a story for another time. But, when you're experiencing loneliness and you have those moments where you're with someone and it can distract you while you're with them, but then the second you're not talking to them, it's right back. Like you immediately, I won't necessarily go so far as to say abandoned, because feeling lonely and feeling abandoned are like two different things, but they can coincide. They can go right with each other. Um, but it's hard to know how to deal with it because obviously we don't want to feel lonely. I definitely haven't wanted to feel lonely. um, and I do have some great friends. Who have helped me feel better. Like this, like the moment I see them or I'm talking to them, I'm feeling better. It's just a matter of like when you are by yourself. Um, like there's been a couple nights just here and there randomly where, because it's just me and my sister living at this house, but like sometimes she goes to our older sisters, and those nights it's just me and our cat. And I enjoy having the alone time with Jade. Our cat's name is Jade, but you still feel lonely, especially if, like, when it's late at night and most of the people, if not everyone that you talk to, is asleep, or maybe they're doing something else. I don't know, you know, but it's easy. Scratch that. Let me rewind just a second. It's hard to deal with those moments where you feel it's when you're alone when you're most lonely, which makes sense, but also it's like it's hard to know how to get out of that. And I find that, at least like I was saying a second ago, one reason that I was feeling lonely was just because I was too focused on some things in the past and not paying attention to who I had around me and who was like being there for me as a friend. Like I was not oblivious. I was like, oh, like in my head, I'm literally thinking about them like they're a good friend. I enjoy their company, whatever it may be. But I wasn't truly appreciating it because I was too worried about talking to someone else. Um, but like I said, this past week, I'm doing a little better, and I've realized I'm like, oh, I need to just focus on what I have and not worry about what I don't have or can't have, because if you focus on that stuff, you're hurting yourself. And I've learned that it's very easy to hurt yourself by going after something that you can't. Um, there's a certain word that I can't think of right now, but you don't really have the means of accomplishing that thing at the moment. And it's okay to it's perfectly fine to have dreams and hopes and whatnot. Like it's good to have those. You want to have those. But at the same time, it's very easy if you hold on to something that you just can't achieve at that moment, and you don't really have the means of making the next step, then it's very easy to hurt yourself, metaphorically speaking, and sometimes physically speaking, like emotionally or mentally. Um, but being lonely is not fun. I think as humans, I think we're all, well, I can't speak for everyone, obviously, but I think as humans, we all will feel lonely at some point. And when you do feel lonely, um, it's okay to feel lonely because we are humans and we all have emotions and feelings and wants and desires. But when you are lonely, take a moment to reflect, is my piece of advice, and try to figure out, am I lonely because I'm, trying to only talk to one person or a very few people and they're not returning the favor, or they're just too busy, or something of the like? Is that the reason I'm lonely? Or am I lonely because I don't, you know, I completely forgot what I was going to say there. I'm sorry. But, take a moment to reflect is what I'm trying to say, and figure out what is it that's making you feel lonely. Because if you're feeling lonely, either, you're holding on to something or someone or some bodies that are just not there for you right then. And, you need to look at what other friends are around you that will return the favor. And then also, if you feel up to it, and maybe if you don't feel up to it, because sometimes the best things come from us doing things when we don't want to, but need to, if that makes sense. Like, there's plenty of times where there's something you need to do, but you don't want to do it. For example, homework. Who wants to do homework? But unfortunately, we have to do homework. Those of us who are in school, whether it's high school, college, in order to pass, you have to do your schoolwork. That's the unfortunate end of the bargain. That, and you have to pay for it if you're in college. But sorry, I'm getting off on just a side note. But even if you're feeling lonely, I suggest reaching out to someone. Whether it's your mom, your sister, your best friend, or maybe just I won't say a random friend, but someone a closer friend, like confide in them, because if they're your true friend, they're going to be there for you. If you're feeling lonely, or if you're experiencing loneliness, you can reach out to me. I always, in every video, I put my contact info. I put my email and my Instagram. Of course, my email is specifically for this channel, specifically for anybody who may need somebody to talk to. And then my Instagram, just, it's, if you want to keep tabs on me or something, I don't know, because I always promote my next video, or when I upload it, I promote it there. But if you're feeling lonely, try to reach out, because there are plenty of people around you who will be there for you. And, even if they're too busy at the moment to make a plan and do something with you, they will talk to you. They will text you. And if they have time, they will call you. They'll talk to you on the phone. And it's very important to take advantage, in the good way, of those who will be there for you when you're lonely. Because being lonely is not fun. And I will go ahead and just throw it in, feeling abandoned is really not fun, because then it makes you feel very lonely. But if you feel abandoned by somebody, or you feel lonely because a specific person isn't talking to you, I know it's very hard not to, but try not to dwell on that person or those people, and try to just talk to those around you who will be there for you, because there are plenty of people around you that want to talk to you, especially if you need someone to talk to. We do live in a world where people like to fake or be a fake friend, unfortunately, and they'll say, oh, I'm there for you, or yeah, we should make a plan sometimes and do things together. But then they never do. Or if you try to make a plan, they're always busy. And I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not saying that in a mean way, but there are people out there that like that are like that. And that's the unfortunate truth. But, if they are your real friend, they will talk to you. You have people around, your family will talk to you. There are people that love you and care about you and don't want you to feel lonely, because being lonely is not fun. You don't have to be alone. It's okay to feel lonely, because we're all human and we all have those moments. But talk to those around you. Talk to me if you need to. Like I say in every video, I'm here for you. You can reach me using the contact information in the bio. It's okay to feel lonely, but there are ways to get out of that slump. There are people you can talk to help you make you, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. There are people you can talk to help you feel better. I think that's all for this video, but just want to say it one more time. It's okay to feel lonely, because it's not fun, but it is a normal thing to do. But there are people around you that want to talk to you, and they're just waiting for you to reach out sometimes, because some people are too scared to send the first text. I'm one of them sometimes. But it's okay. You will figure out how to not feel lonely one day, whether it's tomorrow, tonight, next week, or a month from now. You will get out of it. And when you do, you'll feel a million times better. Trust me. I hope this video caught you doing well. If it didn't, I hope this makes you feel a little bit better. I apologize if it seemed like I rambled. I feel like I said a lot of the same things multiple times. But I like to do that sometimes just to, really drive it home. For example, that, it's okay to feel lonely. I hope this video helped you if you're feeling lonely or experiencing loneliness. And I hope to see you in the next video. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.